Welcome, everybody, once again to White Noise Cricket. And once again, I've decided to wear the retro shirt because it is sunny outside. It feels like cricket season is finally.
You've got 4 new T-shirts, man. Why are you wearing the old one?
Because they're all in the wash. That's why. Because I decided to do my washing about a day ago when I realised that we had to actually record this show. And that was really good timing for me, to be fair.
Yeah, fair. I'm in the hoodie, but I'm sat too far back so you can't see it.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised we could see you, to be honest, because as we've always known, you are vertically challenged. But it is great to see your face again, dear. How are you?
As always, yeah, not too bad. Got a little bit of a cold, so I have to mute myself for a sneezing fit here and there. But other than that, we'll be all right.
Well, I'm sure the listeners and the viewers will be able to love that. So good to have you with us. Jarleth and McFarlane back with you. Unfortunately, not recording in the shame-worn commentary box like we were last week, which still feels a bit weird.
Back to normal, back to real life again.
It still feels a little bit odd, that, doesn't it? I've got to be honest. So that quick one before we go further. What a couple of days, I've got to say, actually. What a couple of days.
Absolutely brilliant. Like, massive shout out to everyone we spoke to. Like, everyone was lovely, gave us so much time, so much access. Like the players, the media teams, and obviously the ECB themselves as well. It's always nice to be invited to these sort of things, and it obviously was a lot of fun for a couple of days. Knackered when I got home on Friday night.
Honestly, right. So I went because I actually missed our final interview. I had to go do a party. It's a 40-year-old party, not my own, I must stress, but a member of my family's. And I just remember going to that event, just going, Jesus, I'm absolutely knackered. And then I just see my daughter, who is now 2, which I don't understand anyway, just running about the place when she's normally should be in bed at this point, just absolutely buzzing on E numbers and energy. I'm just like, how on earth?
I assume you went straight for the Jaeger bombs, was it? Just perk yourself up.
That was it. Yeah. I thought, right, let's go straight for vodka and Red Bulls, but no.
Get yourself some energy.
Yeah, absolutely right. But no, really good couple of days. We will have plenty of content coming out during our preview shows throughout May and all the rest of it when we look ahead to the Vitality Blast, the premier white ball competition. We still will be saying that, even though we are now covering all of them throughout this season. So, yeah, all good. Really excited for that. It's not too long to go now, actually. It's about a month to go before the premier white ball. Can't wait. I'm already buzzing. Very, very exciting. Very exciting indeed. But plenty to discuss, though, this week. We have got some action for the One Day Cup, the Women's One Day Cup that we will have a look at. We will also touch on some very important news from Sky Sports, which is massive in a season and a summer for women's cricket that is going to be very, very important. And, of course, as well, we'll look ahead to next week's Women's One Day Cup matches. We've got a double header, I think, of matches, actually, if memory serves me correctly. We've got games on Saturday and Wednesday, which is always pleasant. But we've only got 4 games to look at this weekend.
Yeah, not too many. And in typical fashion, I can't remember who we predicted last week. So I don't know what the standings are. I know I was a perfect 7 from 7.
Not this week you weren't. I think I got 3 of 4, if memory serves correctly. You got 2 out of 4.
So we're all leveled up.
Yes, because we will touch on the one that we differed from last week, because I said that the first game at home at Headingley, Yorkshire were going to win. They did win, and in the end, they won comfortably by 70 runs. But before we go and touch on a very, very good batting performance from Lauren Winfield-Hill, who she got 90 off 101, very, very important. Obviously, we've always said that if one of the top 3 bats through, you're always going to get a competitive score on the board. I don't know what was happening there with the Blaze in terms of their batting performance, because the chasing 281, Telebo goes LBW, 3rd ball of the innings. Okay, it happens. Marie Kelly, Catherine Bryce put on a very, very good partnership together. What is it now? So it's 126 for 1 after 20.1 overs. Sorry, after 20 overs. 126 for 1 after 20 overs. So you're well set, to be fair. And then Jess Jonathan proves exactly why she's still one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, 4 for 18 off 7 overs. Ridiculously good performance. Backed up well by a couple of others. Claudie Cooper having a day out as well, getting 3 wickets.
That's a couple of big performances from her already, by the way.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you saw the I don't know if you saw the clip on Yorkshire's socials about this, talking about how like she's just loving life and all the rest of it. Again, she's still relatively young. Like
Yeah,
she's not even 24 yet.
exactly. So it's a good position to be in if you are Yorkshire, because they've got a real good mix of, like say, those experienced players at the top, where you Lauren Winfield Hills, you obviously Sarah Glenn's there as well. Steph Kelly, who's played a lot of cricket already as well. Obviously, I think it's probably a bit rough putting Stare in the experience camp. She's still only 26, to be fair, but
she's quite experienced though. Like she's still played a lot of cricket. That's not me saying that
she's played a hell of
on the back of her career, but like she's played a lot of cricket over the years.
Yeah, and like I say, obviously Jess Johnson as well, who's really, really experienced, and then you've got the youngsters as well. So it's a really good mix that they've got, and they sort of spoke about that a little bit, just not to steal the thunder before we put anything out. But obviously, Lauren Winfield Hill, one of the ones that we spoke to, and spoke about that mix and feeling that they're in a really strong position. And this game sort of was a perfect example of it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, going to the batting innings for Yorkshire as well, as we said, Lauren Winfield Hill 90 off of 101, better than what happened to her Wednesday gone. When she got caught off her shoulder and given out. Yeah. So that's always good for her. Jess Jonathan as well. You talk about a bowling batting wise as well, 67 off of 57, and then Stare as well, 61 off of 42. Some very, very good hitting towards.
He should have got a bit more, really, shouldn't he? Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, what happened when Winfield Hill went? They were 191 for 3 after 36.2. You'd probably be looking at that point potentially getting to 300. You've got to think, surely.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I think at that point you should be setting yourself at 300 as a minimum at that point. Obviously, the last 6 scored a combined less than 20 between them. So there was just no one to sort of back up Stare at that point who had a cracking innings, but you just get one more person to get a quick fire 20-30 there, and you're at 310, 320, and all of a sudden that score looks very much defendable, which you probably felt it was right in the game at midway, but an excellent bowling performance from Yorkshire and comfortably getting over the line and winning by 70 runs in the end.
Yeah, just going through the Blaze bowling figures as well. A couple of more wickets for Grace, but wickets seem to be shared around quite a fair bit. Not like in the Yorkshire innings where it was basically just Jess Johnson and Claudia Cooper with that show. Obviously, there was a couple there for obviously one for Rachel Stater, one for Beth Langston as well. But for Blaze, to be fair, I thought economically they bowled really, really well. Like the only one that went at a bit of tap was Emma Jones, and that's why she only got 3 overs. But Charlie Phillips, 1 for 39 off 8. Grace Ballinger, 2 for 53 off of her full set. Catherine Bryce, 1 for 31 off 6. I mean, Kirsty Gordon as well, bowled brilliantly, 2 for 40 off of 9. George Rowell's got a little bit of tap, 2 for 35 for her as well. But again, Lucy Hyam, 0 for 23, and Order Prendergast, 0 for 28 off 4 and 5 overs respectively. It wasn't that they bowled badly, in particular.
No, not at all.
No,
like I say, I thought the score was right in the game, and I think it was a solid batting performance from Yorkshire, but it wasn't one that you'd have been sat there as a Blaze fan going, "Oh, we're out of this." No,
not at all. But I mean, to be fair, I think the game changed. Obviously the game changed when Catherine Bryce and Marie Kelly both went in the 21st day when Jess Johnson got a decent, got 2 wickets in that over. But you at that point for the Blaze, you're still right in the game. You don't have to go. And then obviously George Relwis gets run out as well. So at that point, they're 128 for 4 after 21.1, having been, 126 for 1 at the start of the 21st over. So, but the thing is that we know that all of Prendergast and Sarah Bryce, that all they have, we know that both of them can regroup. It just maybe felt that, the old adage of run-outs cause collapses and all that, but it still felt that they were quite comfortably could have rebuilt because they were still right in the game. I mean, they were going at 6 and over before to start with.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you look at the start from Sarah Bryce of 8 off 15, like I think that's what she's thinking. Like, let's rebuild because we are right in the game. They were pretty much close to where they needed to be rate wise. So you're thinking, just let's take a step back, rebuild. But then obviously Jess Johnson comes back and gets the 2 big wickets of Ola Prendergast and Sarah Bryce to go with the 2 big ones that she'd already got up the top of the order. And basically took the game away from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Kirsty Gordon, 24 off 35, and Grace Ballinger, 29 off of 46, held them up a little bit. I mean, it's some collapse when you look at it, obviously. At the start of the 21st over, 126 for 1. By the end of, by 29.2 overs, they're 126 for 8. That's not conducive to winning. It's as simple and as plain as that.
No, definitely not.
But congratulations to Yorkshire, first win as a Tier 1 county. Lovely to see, and help me out, Noah, in terms of the prediction results. So lovely stuff, good stuff. Right, let's go to Southport. I mean, I quite like Southport, by the way. This is a place
to go to Southport, especially when the sun's out like this.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? It's fantastic. Lancashire going the defending champions, hosting Somerset, and I go as far as to say that this is a little bit of an upset. I think. No disrespect to Somerset, who've got a seriously good batting lineup, but
if you take it on sort of last year and defending champs against what were probably the least well-performing side in the competition last year, to put it nicely, I think definitely you look at it as an upset, and I thought it was a reasonable score on the board. It was probably a little bit short of where you'd want to be, but I still thought it was a decent score.
See, I've said this now a couple of times for Lancs, and I've seen this actually all 3 games starting wise. Firstly against Durham, then against the Blaze, and then against now Somerset. I'm concerned about the way that you're starting, Matt. I think you need to be going a little bit harder in order to make sure we get up to totals that. I'm not saying this obviously wasn't a defendable
I do
score.
love speaking to you about cricket and how your opinion changes depending on who we're talking about. Because if we were looking at this sort of start, and I'm going to use the England men's cricket side as an example, because I know that I've got receipts. And then when they start off trying to go at a ridiculous rate in a one-day international, I see from you every single time, it's 50 overs, you've got all day, build a platform, you don't need to go hard at the start, and then go hard. And then as soon as Lancs try and do that, all of a sudden, they're not going hard enough.
This is a bit of a nibble, isn't it? I like it. Early doors.
But I am right as well, because your opinion changes based on who you're talking about.
See, right,
right, let's take England out of it for a second, because you're always controversial with England. You like to go the other way. If this was Warwickshire, you would again sit there and go, they're trying to build a platform and set a place to start from, and then let the people that score faster, your Threlch, your Fee Morris, your Ilsa Lister, go hard in the second half.
I've never got an issue with that. I've never got an issue with that.
You just said it, man.
No, hang on. I've never had an issue with people trying to build a platform, because how often have I said this in the last 3 years, 4 years of one-days internationals? It's basically a case now of 30 overs. You try and keep as many wickets in hand as possible, and then in the last 20, you try and double the score because you go at a T20 rate. Do you remember that? I'll come back to this in the men's game. There was that one particular innings between England and Sri Lanka in the winter. I think it might be the third ODI, where England batted, in my opinion, the perfect ODI innings, because they scored around a run of ball, and then in the last 30 overs, Brookie went mental and Rooty went mental as well. So and I get that one of the top 3 normally has to bat through in order for that to happen. If you take 2 or 3 wickets in the power play, then it's game on, from a 50 overs perspective. So, but I just don't think being 48 for 2 when Seren Smell goes, or 90 for 3 after 23.1 overs when Eve Jones goes, I think that's going too slow. I think that certainly at the 20 over mark, you've got to have at least a ton on the board. That's just my opinion. Yeah,
maybe, but you've also got to say that Somerset bowled very well.
They did bowl very well. I will give you that 100%. They definitely did. Another 3 wickets, by the way, for Alex Griffiths. That's 7 already in the comp for her. She's only bowled 2 games. So, she's having a very good start to the season.
Yeah, really, really good from her. Like you say, everyone bowled well. You look across the team, like wickets shared around, only one person going at over 6 and over, but that was Danny Gibson going at 6.2 and getting 2 wickets. Like, you'd take that all day long. So yeah, good performance all round, and I think they look a much better side this year already than they did last year.
Shout out by the way to Throaks to 71 off 85 to basically steady that innings was very, very important. Fee Morris as well.
Good to see her back in the runs.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think look, they were 178 for 4 after 39.1. That's when Throaks went, and I think that had one of them stayed there, Throaks or Fee Morris, we could have been talking 280, 290, and that would have potentially been in that position. So I get that. Going through the bowling figures again, as you mentioned, Charlie Dean 1 for 29 off 8. She's very good at cricket, isn't she? She's very good at cricket. 2 wickets for Danny Gibson, as you mentioned, 2 for 31. Lola Harris as well, 2 for 47 off her 8. So that's very, very good. She's got 3 wickets so far this season. Only 19, by the way.
Yeah,
one to watch a little bit, I think. There, one we'll keep an eye on her throughout the season. Neve Holland as well. We spoke to Neve as part of this part of the content day. Very, very nice to meet. It's 0 for 46 off of 10, very economical at least, but just miserly. And then Alex Griffiths, as mentioned, 351 off of her 10. Chloe Skelton 0 for 49 off her 9. So Somerset then. Looking at it, Neve Holland goes at 53 for 2 after 14.4. So maybe I'm being a little bit harsh potentially, but I also like to at you. That's also a good one.
Fair enough. I think it wasn't the greatest of pitches to play on. I don't think it was an absolute run fest sort of a pitch, really.
No, but that's fair enough. But we mentioned it before, right? How good is it to have, in my opinion, still? I'm not saying that Nat Silverbrunt isn't necessarily a bad player. We know she's very, very good. But the other standout player of the World Cup for
I was going to say, I was about to come back at you there if you were telling me that Heather Knight's better than Nat Silverbrunt.
No, of course not. Not right now. She used to be, don't get me wrong, but now, no, I agree. But like I say, Heather Knight, again, she was probably the best player with the bat, most consistent player with the bat alongside Nat Silverbrunt in that 50-over World Cup in India. And she's just got 63 off of 79. Basically, that's basically sort of, I wouldn't say sealed the game, but she basically kept them right in it. It's just a perfect number 3 innings.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, just batted through for a long period of time, got them to a position where they had that platform to go on and do it. And then, so you look at down the order, Annika Leroy making a debut for Somerset. Nice, isn't it? Rock up from Australia straight to Southport to see some of the more beautiful parts of the world. And
absolutely
60 off 47 from Danny Gibson sort of was the one that really took the game away.
Sophie Eck again, though, bowling very, very well. 3 for 46 off of her 10. Again, she's still all right at cricket then, isn't she?
She went for about 5 times as many runs as the other day. So, really. No, really good again. Like, just a special cricketer. And again, like, wickets shared around, but probably just not enough wickets. And that was the problem.
Why are you only giving Mahika Gore 6? I appreciate that you probably would have given her 2 more, or maybe 1 more.
Yeah, she's probably getting 2 more at that point. I'm assuming. I'm assuming they felt it was a pitch to try and get a bit of spin in there on, which is why Fee's bowled 4 overs in there as well. But obviously that experiment did not work, as she sort of felt the brunt of what Danny Gibson was doing at that point. And yeah, probably just missed out on an opportunity there a little bit. But
1 for 20 off of her 6 needs to get more, in my opinion.
It's one of those, isn't it? You look at the performances of Soph and of Darcy Carter as well, who bowled 19 overs between them, both going at a solid enough rate. It was just, and taking wickets, that's probably why they gambled on going for a couple of overs of spin there from Fee as well.
Kate Cross getting a little bit of tap as well, north of 56 off her 9 as well. Hate to see it because we love Crossy. So there's that. Grace Potts again bowling really well, 1 for 48 off her basically 10 overs, 9.5. So again, really good stuff. But big win that for Somerset. Huge win, in fact, actually, because that's now 2 from 2 for them.
Takes them up to second in the table as it stands.
Yeah, absolutely. But there is one team at the top, and I'm already, I think at this point, I'm already ready to crown it. It's a case of who's going to go into who's going to win the eliminator and then lose to Surrey in the final. Because my God, My God,
You
this
can't
team
be
is just
crowning it yet, man.
unbelievable.
You can't be
Yeah,
crowning it yet. Like, if Somerset win the game, they're only with a bonus point. They're only a point behind them.
yeah, but I mean, Surrey's attitude to this competition, it looks like anyway, is we're just going to go hard, win every game, try and win every game with a bonus point, and then see where we are. Because again, they needed 257 runs from 50 overs. It only took them 36.4 to chase them down. Ridiculous.
Yeah, very much so. They're just a very, very good cricket side, and I think
Yes.
I think the point is as well. They've sort of started off playing teams that they're very much better than as well. Like,
It looks
they've
like
not
they're
played
better than
They've not played the Blazers. They've played Warwickshire, who are average, as we know, rubbish. No nibble?
No,
No
right.
nibble. No.
No,
They
no,
played.
no,
Obviously, they
no,
played
no.
Warwickshire. They played Durham, and they played Yorkshire, playing their second professional game. Like, you can't. It's a good start from them, and it's exactly where you'd want to be. 2 bonus points, big sort of net run rate, but it's a long, long way to go yet.
Okay, we'll see. Let's just go through the Durham innings to start off with. Emma Marlowe and Talia Wilson falling early. Maddie, but I've got to say, Harley Armitage again, man.
Right.
That's another huge knock. 210 now runs in the competition. 106 from 123 balls. What she did there was, even though it wasn't a big score in terms of it didn't get over the 300 mark, what she did there was keep her side in the game a little bit, I thought. And you look at Manny Villiers as well, really good partnership between the two. For about, what was it? I think it was just about 100. It was 112. Manny Villiers 55 off of 70. I think the biggest issue for Durham, I was going to say Warwickshire then, but the biggest issue for Durham is that there was nobody. Once Manny Villiers got out, there was nobody else that was able to go with Holly Armitage and try and get that big score. Whereas Holly Armitage was batting around everybody, there was nobody there to go on a little bit because Emily wins it.
You needed a Danny Gibson sort of knock from the Somerset game. You need someone getting it at 130, 140 plus strike rate and getting you up to that sort of total where you want to be. But there's just no one was quite able to do that for them. And I don't think you're ever in the game with 256 against this Surrey side.
Yeah, I don't
Especially not the Oval, because the Ovals are generally a pretty high scoring ground as well.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, absolutely, totally correct. Right. I mean, look at the bowling figures again. Maitland Brown, another very solid performance, 1 for 50 for her. Very, very good indeed. Looking at the rest of the bowling figures, Alex Capsey, 1 for 20 off of her 5. Danny Gregory, 0 for 55 off of her 10. Alice Monaghan going for a little bit of tap, 1 for 36. Killian Moore, good to see her back in the wickets, 2 for 50. But once again, man, top of the wicket charts already. And obviously, as we mentioned on the first show of the season, 100 grand richer now. She's a star.
TCC is the one.
Welcome to the TCC, Tilly City. That's what she should come out to in the 100. That's what she should come out to when she's bowling. She should come out to welcome to the DCC by nothing but thieves and just welcome to the TCC. That's what it needs to be.
Go on, move on.
Wow! Can't believe you're not happy with that. That's ridiculous. But yeah, no, just another good couple of wickets. She's obviously top of the wicket chart. She's got 8 wickets now. She just once again just bowling beautifully. And yeah, as we said, if you haven't already seen her, you're going to see a lot of her. She's going to be a real star. She's brilliant.
Yeah, 100%.
Right, moving on then to as you said, 257 needed from 50 overs. And they decide, now what we're going to do is just try and chase it down with 36.4 overs. That's what we decided to do. And to be fair, once again, they're 62 for 4 after 7.2 overs here, right?
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a great start. Obviously, they were going at a good rate, but already being 4 wickets down at that point within the first 8 overs is not where you want to be most of the time.
But it doesn't matter when you've got Kira Chaffley and Danny White-Hodge.
Danny White-Hodge coming as your 5 and 6. You're generally going to be all right.
I mean, how? That's my point. Like, how? How are they both batting 5 and 6? It's just ludicrous.
It does blow my mind a little bit that Danny's not opening.
Yeah, absolutely. Get facing more. I
How
mean,
much
first,
it doesn't really matter. You can put everyone wherever you want.
she's top run scorer, unsurprisingly, in the One Day Cup so far. Danny White-Hodge, 220 runs off of 2 innings. So she's got 124 in one game, and then she got 96 in this one. She's pretty good. She's pretty good at cricket.
Not bad at cricket whatsoever.
Kira Chatham, you mentioned 58 off 58 for her. Jemima Spence 27 off 20, and Maitland Brown finishing off 27 of 26, not out. In the end, comfortable win. But that's why at the moment I'm already ready to crown Surrey basically into the final at this point.
I'm not crowning
because it's
anyone
another
after 3 games, but it's a very, very good start from them. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Despite the best efforts of Lauren Viola, who took 5 for 59 in this game.
Our first Michelle of the season. Love to see it.
Of the season.
Oh, we do love. Very, very good stuff. But yeah, Maddie Villiers 1 for 33 off of her 4. Katie Levick 1 for 67 off of 9.4 for her. Rest of them have a fair bit of tap to fair, but again, Lauren Viola, if again, she was touted as one of England's real finds, and she's only 25 for Christ's sake. She could be a mainstay really in that.
Exactly. In the next sort of 5-10 years, you're going to see a lot of her, I would say.
I think that would be a very understatement of the year, to be brutally honest. But there we go. Right. Final game of the weekend then to look back on is at Chelmsford, Essex against Warwickshire. Again, this is a strange old game, really, because I thought Essex were in a half decent position. 100 for 3 after 24. I mean, I think it was a bit slower than I would have liked, but I thought they were in an okay position. Then it was just a collapse.
Yeah.
Then it was just a ridiculous collapse. They lose. Wait, what? They lose their last 6 for what is it? Yeah, they lose the last 7 for what? 57 runs.
Yeah,
not good, is it?
Yeah, 7 for 57's never where you want to be, unless you're bowling. Obviously, that'd be lovely.
Of course, I'd take that any day of the week.
Yeah, it's not. It was never enough runs, especially at Chelmsford. Like Chelmsford is a ground where you're expecting 320, 330 plus because it's a small ground. You can get after it a little bit there. I think it just speaks to how well Warwickshire bowled, to be honest. Like wickets shared around, 5 different bowlers getting 2, and then Alexa Stonehouse not getting any wickets, but only going at less than 3 and over. And it's just a really good all-round performance, I think.
Yeah, Emala 2 for 14 off of her 5. Aaron Soon Kumar again, another couple of wickets for her. 2 for 13 off of her 3, and then 3.4 overs for Karis Pavley, 2 for 10. And like you say, Alexa Stonehouse 0 for 17 off of her 6. Izzy Wong didn't bowl badly either. 0 for 21 off her 4. Very, very good stuff. And Hannah Baker as well, 2 for 38. In terms of the batting stakes, I think Grace Griffins was pretty good, 59 off of 88. It's a very decent performance. But when your next top scorer is Sophia Smale with 28 of 42, that's not very good, is it? No,
No. I think at that point it was sort of Sophia's just tried to get them to some sort of a score. Just stay in and hopefully someone around you can do something, but no one was able to. And that meant that it was a very poor finish on 157 all out.
Yeah, to be fair though, what was that, sorry?
With more than 10 overs not used as well. You can't be leaving that many balls out there.
No, you definitely can't. Warwickshire took their sweet time though.
Yeah, you tried to at us for going too slowly. Jesus Christ. How are you not getting a bonus point when you're chasing 158 at Chelmsford? Find a lot of every single one of them you find for that, because that is not good enough.
No, I don't disagree. I'm not going to sit here and say you're wrong because I think, but I mean,
it's one of those moments that just goes in the little notebook, and if you miss out by a point at the end of the season, you're getting it all over again.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. But I mean, David Perrin 43 off of 59. Again, more good runs for Katie George, 42 off of 71. She's actually now what she's sixth at
More.
run.
Like,
Yeah,
that's the problem. You
I
can't
get
be
it.
striking at 59.
I get it. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not going. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, 139 runs now for her. Actually, very very good runs for her so far,
Yeah.
which is always good to see. But yeah, Amasu Kumar 3 off of 8, Meg Austin 17 off of 28. I think the thing is that I don't know whether they were just a little bit scared, a little bit of making sure they got over the line, get that first win. That's my only concern, I think. Well, that's the only reason why I can think of, because you're 66 for 3 after 16.1, and then you're 118 for 4 after 29.3, and then Nat Wraith goes again 124.5. That's after 31.1. You're chasing what? At that point, basically what, fit 34 to win?
Yeah.
And it takes you 10 overs. You've got to go a bit harder than that, in my opinion, anyway, at least.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, at that point, you've still got 5 wickets left. You are getting those 36 runs. Well, 30, you didn't even need 36. You only needed 34.
34.
But you got 36. You're getting those runs, let's be honest. And you'd be better off. Okay, yes, a win's a win. But you're almost better off almost losing now on your win, or even just playing it in the right way all season, where if you're in that situation 4 times out of 5, you'll get it right and you'll get a bonus point, which then even if you do make a mess of it once, you've made up those 4 points anyway over those games. So you've not lost out on anything, because for me, it just, you've got to go a lot harder.
Look at the bowling figures.
A little bit harder. You didn't even have to go a lot harder. Just go at a reasonable pace, like just a leisurely stroll. You'd have been all right.
I agree. Yeah, again, I'm not fighting you on that at all. You can ask for that completely, but the difference is that we won and you lost. So,
fair enough. Although, to be honest, if you've been chasing our score, you would not have won. You'd have been a long way short of the rate you were going.
Yeah, but that's because we bowl better. So there we go. Right. Anyway, moving on. Let's have a quick look at the bowling figures. Kate Kopat, 1 for 26 for her off of her 5. Eva Gray, 1 for 33 off of 7. Sophia Smell, 1 for 32 off of 8. Jo Gardner bowled really well, 1 for 13 off of her 4. I'm talking about Sood again, 0 for 18 off her 7. Very good. And Sophie Monroe as well, 0 for 25 off a 7.4. The only one going at a run at ball was Grace Scrivens. That was just 2 overs for her. So, a very comfortable win in the end for Warwickshire. Yes, it took them the sweet time, but a very comfortable win, I think.
Yeah, it was. And like you say, it's good 4 points. It's get your season up and running. You've now got your first win. Time to kick on.
Yeah, so this is how it looks then in the Women's One Day Cup table. Still very early stages, but I'm not going to go as far as going to put them undefeated because it's 3 games in. But look very good. 14 points out of 15 for them for 3 wins out of 3. Somerset then come next, 2 wins out of 2 for them, 8 points for them. Hampshire and Warwickshire both on 6 points. Net run rate though is just a bit better for Hampshire, and they've got a game in hand as well. Lancashire on 5 points, Yorkshire on 5 points, the Blaze are then on 4, and so are Durham, and then Essex yet to get off the mark off of their 3 games as well. 0 from 3. We shall see what happens next weekend, or this weekend actually, I say I should listen, because we've got 2 games to look at, 2 game days if you want to preview. But before we do that, a big story that broke. 2 big stories to break. First off, we'll touch on the ICC Women's T20 World Cup, which, if you don't know, is being held in England, and you should be getting tickets for it because it's absolutely
going to once or twice, and we will continue to mention it
because it's going to be fantastic, and we can't wait for it to come to England. It's the first time since 2019 that England have hosted any sort of ICC major event, so it's great that it's back. Big story this, and I think this is fantastic. Sky Sports have decided that it's going to be free to watch some of the games.
Yeah, 12 group games. All the games involving England, Scotland and Ireland will be free to air, which is fantastic. And I think they're just going to be through the Sky Sports app and probably YouTube as well, I believe.
Yes, YouTube. It's going to be YouTube for the first game for England, Sri Lanka, Edgbaston. It's also going to be on Sky One and on Sky Mix, I think, on Freeview as well, which is very, very good.
Brilliant. That's excellent.
Yeah, and also Sky Mix.
Yeah, that's for the first matches, isn't it, for each of them?
Yeah, Scotland versus Ireland the next day will also be on Sky Mix as well, and the final will also be on Sky Mix as well. That's on Freeview as well, which is massive.
Yeah, the semi-final and final both being shown free to air as well is excellent.
Yep, that's all on the Sky Sports app as well. So basically, what we're saying is that if you want to watch England, Scotland, or Ireland, and then the semi-finals and the final of the ICC Women's World Cup that's going to be held in England, download the Sky Sports app and watch it. And then also as well, the first 2 games of the World Cup, which is England, Scotland at Edgbaston, and then Scotland, Ireland at Old Trafford, will be on Sky Mix on Freeview, as will the final. We've always talked about this, haven't we? We have said that if you can't see it, you can't be it. And what Sky are doing here is proving for people that they are allowed to see it and be it. This is fantastic for the women's game of cricket. 100%.
It is. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's what needed to happen. It needs to be there for as many people to watch as possible. And like I say, there's the opportunity. It's all been played at big stadiums, so there's plenty of opportunities to get tickets as well. But if you can't, you can watch it for free now, which is just brilliant.
And plus, as well, you think about it, and this is the ticket prices are fantastic. I think we paid was it 30 quid to go and watch England Sri Lanka, and that's silver. That's second level.
Not bad at all. However, also this day and age, paying that for a family of 4 or 5 to go is still quite expensive. So the opportunity to watch it on telly for free as well is also great. But if you can, obviously children's tickets are a little bit cheaper as well. But if you
they're about 5 quid, I think they're about 10 quid.
Yeah,
which is great.
Get yourself to a game because it's a wonderful atmosphere. There'll be lots in there, and it'll be a lot of fun.
I mean, there is a temptation for me, at least anyway, to try and get tickets on the 14th of June. India versus Pakistan at Edgbaston. That could be something else.
Yeah, I mean,
that could be
if you're not doing anything on that day and you're not going, then I don't know what to say to you. I think you are not the man that I thought you were.
I think I am actually doing something that day, annoyingly. I think I am actually working. But if I'm not, I will be double checking because I will happily get a ticket for that. That would be some atmosphere between India and Pakistan at Edgbaston. Can't wait for that. But yeah, no, obviously, as we say, if you haven't already got tickets, I think there are still tickets available for some of the games. I'm not too sure on the England games, obviously, because everyone will watch England. But I think there's still plenty of games. And remember, I think most people live within about an hour, maybe 2 hours of a ground as well in this country. So make sure you go and watch it because the next time that you will get an ICC tournament in this country will not be till 2030. And that's when the men's World Cup, T20 World Cup comes. So it's going to be another 4 years. So make sure you go and do that as well. So 100% do that. Right. There's another story, moving on to men's cricket briefly, that you wanted to touch on, my friend, about Peter Siddle and Samit Patel.
Yes. And the fact that because of ICC rules, which the ECB follow very strictly, unlike certain other sort of countries. So, like, I know that the Pakistan Cricket Board not bothered about the rules as much. Also, Australia, it won't be an issue for him to play at home in Australia either. But because he played in an unsanctioned competition in the Legends League in Goa, both of them, both Peter Siddle and Samit, both not eligible to play in the Blast this year because they are suspended from playing.
Well, this is the thing, is it said personal reasons initially.
Yeah, it said personal reasons at first, but then the reasons obviously came out, which personal reasons was that he personally chose to go and play in that competition. Fair play to him. He is at the tail end of his career. I assume he was paid handsomely for it, and more power to him, and as he should do, go and take the money, especially it's not going to affect him back at home. But a massive, massive loss for the Blast that we're not going to see Peter Siddle play.
I'll tell you what's another massive loss for the Blast, if we're going down that road, another Australian that's not going to be playing. But it might be a good thing for you, because Will Sutherland ain't going to Yorkshire.
Yeah, and obviously a big loss for them. But obviously they've got Hassan Ali in, they've got Logan Van Beeken. I think they're pretty well set anyway without him. There's 2 quality operators that they've got in there that can sort of certainly make up for the loss.
I mean, Naveen or Hack as well, to be fair. at Yorkshire. Could be pretty decent, to be fair. I do think,
and Moten Ali for a start as well as a new player coming in. Like there's plenty of talent and plenty of quality in that squad. I think they'll be all right.
I'm not going to go. We won't do Blast previews yet because that's not what we're nowhere near. It's not May yet. We haven't got to dust off Michael Bublé, for the Blast. But do you think that is a big loss for them in terms of their batting lineup? I really do. Having the power of Will Sutherland is massive. I do think that's a big loss. I really do.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it.
I'm at the point of the season where I like to be nice to Yorkshire, say that they're going to do really well, so that whatever happens the rest of the season, I can't lose.
Yeah, very good. Very good. That's a very good point. But we will keep an eye on it throughout the next month as we build up to the start of the Blast. But we'll end the show then this week with a preview of the games that will be happening over the week, over in the One-Day Cup, in the Wins One-Day Cup. And this is how we look then. We'll start off on Saturday, 25th of April. 4 games to preview. And I'm going to go very, very easy to start our first game off, which is Essex against the Blaze. Essex, I mean, they've got to win at some point. You've got to think they're going to win at some point. But I like the Blaze in this.
Yeah. I'm going to struggle to argue with you on that one. I really want to see Essex win. Like, they were absolutely lovely when we spoke to them. So nice. Really good group of girls. But when you're 0 from 3, and then you've got to play the Blaze, who, yes, okay, they've not had the greatest of starts, but the 1-1, lost 1 first 2. I just think they'll be too strong.
Yeah, totally agree. We'll go then to the top of the table clash next. Somerset versus Surrey. This is a big moment here for Somerset because they've won 2 games in 2 different ways. Remember, against Yorkshire, they won by 1 wicket, and they also then won with a really good batting performance. But this is your true test now. If you can really put a big game up against Surrey, then I'll concede that you are proper contenders at the moment for this One-Day Cup. I don't think they are, because it's not because I don't think Somerset aren't good. I think Surrey are that far ahead of the competition. We could generally see 400 at Taunton this weekend. I really genuinely believe that with the way that they bat. I think it's going to be
potentially you could see a huge amount of runs.
Yeah.
But
don't do it. Don't do it just to be different, because you just know it's not going to happen.
See, if it was at the Oval, I'd be convinced it's not going to happen. I would have picked Surrey, we'd have moved on, we'd already be on the next game.
Yeah.
But Somerset at home on a Saturday, bit of nice weather, good few in.
Surrey as well. They do hate Surrey.
Few in. There's a few people there saying that Tom Curran's a beat machine. Yeah, I think we could be in for an upset. So go on then. I'll do it. Somerset beat Surrey and blow the competition wide open.
You're wrong, but I respect your opinion. Fair enough. Surrey will win this comfortably. But there we go. Right, move on to Southampton then. Down to the Rose Bowl. Hampshire versus Durham. Interesting game this, because both sides, I think, have got a very good batting lineup. Both sides have got decent bowling attack as well. I think this is a very close game, actually, between the two.
Yeah, I've kind of forgotten about Hampshire a bit because we've not seen them play for a while. Like, it has been a little bit since they've been out there, but I think Hampshire are too good for Durham, especially at home.
I mean, I'm going to agree with you and say that Hampshire win, but Durham at the minute, at least on a couple of occasions, someone's gone big for them. But someone has gone big.
This is what we saw from them last year. They're in close games. They're playing well. They're doing all right, and they're getting big. And I think this Hampshire side is really, really good. So I'm going to.
Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, okay. Now I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm saying that Hampshire will win, but I think it will be a bit closer than most people think. Let me put it this way: if Durham win this game on Saturday, I'm not going to come on here and say I'm surprised at all.
No, I would be a little bit, because I think, like I say, someone keeps going big for them. If no one goes big, they could get rolled for 90.
Possibly. But there we go. Right. We are going to move on to the first Roses clash of the season. Cameron.
Lancashire win,
Excited?
move on.
I'm not so sure you do.
Lancashire
No, actually, no.
easily. It's not even close. It's not even a contest. We're not just better than the other side of the Pennines.
Right. Do I need to go and play the Fred?
I sometimes go over to Yorkshire just to make myself feel better about my life. And then you get on the M62 and you go home and you think, you know what? I'm the luckiest man in the world.
But the best thing is, you don't even have to go to Yorkshire. It's at home. It's at Old Trafford. There's no worries whatsoever about having to travel to 1861.
I am.
It's nice. It's nice to have this fun in the middle of April. We don't get this in the middle of April very often.
I want to say you win.
I honestly think, like, while you're coming up with what you're going to say, I honestly think it's a really close game. But
yeah, I do.
I'm not gonna say anything but Lancashire win this game, so I'm gonna just blindly stick to it.
I think at home, I will probably just about go with you, but I do not think this is going to be a roll either way. I really don't. That Yorkshire batting lineup looks very, very good. Your bowling's brilliant. Like I'm really looking forward to watching Winfield Hill against Eck. You know, if it gets to that, if she's not out early doors, hopefully she's not. I'm looking forward to seeing Crossy.
First ball now.
Yeah, if Mahika Gore or Crossy nicks her off first ball, then fair enough. But I just think that this Yorkshire lineup looks very, very good. So I think this could be a very close game. But what do we always say? If in doubt, pick the home team, and that's what I'm going
for. You're doing your best to keep these predictions very, very close.
Yeah, I am very much so. Right, move on then. We're going to go to Wednesday's games now. Then we'll start off at Scarborough. Speaking of Yorkshire, they beat Durham at home at Scarborough. Move on. I think Yorkshire too good to beat Durham. I think it's again it's another close game, but I think at home Yorkshire win.
Yeah, I think it just feels like it's the bit the Durham way at the moment that they will start off well, but I want to. Apologies.
It's all right. Do that again.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit. It's the Durham way at the moment that they'll play well, but come out on the wrong side of it. But at some point, they're going to win one of these games, these close games, and I think it's. I don't know who it sort of favours, it being at Scarborough rather than being at Headingley. But I do think that makes it, when you play at these sort of grounds, I think it can make it a tighter game. So maybe this is the one that Durham nick. Go on then. Go on, I'll have Durham nick.
All right. I mean, I don't disagree with that. Somerset Essex at Taunton. You know, Somerset got 2 games in a row at home. If you want to be serious,
for me.
Well, yeah, their tactics, Somerset don't lose at side are bad. But this is the big thing now. If you are Somerset in this scenario, these are the games you have to win if you want to be considered into these competitions. Because obviously we've seen
that. If you win this one, you'll be top of the table.
Well, they won't be because they won't beat Surrey.
No, after they beat Surrey on Saturday, they're top of the table when they beat Essex at all.
Move on. Right, Blaze against Warwickshire.
Yeah. It's really close. Really.
Warwickshire win this. We're going up to Trent Bridge and we're going to go and win it.
No, that's it. I think it's really close, so I'll follow the rule that if it's close, you pick the home side.
No, I get that. It's a fair call. To be fair, is it being played at Trent Bridge, or is it just being played at? Oh no, yeah, I think it is. I think it's being played at Trent Bridge. Okay, cool. And then final game: Hampshire versus Surrey. This is for me Surrey's toughest test so far. Going to the Rose Bowl and trying to beat Hampshire away from home. And I don't think they do, actually. I think Hampshire beat them. I think this is where the undefeated streak is over.
See, I think this is where Hampshire's undefeated streak is over, and I'm going the other way. That
Fair
Surrey
enough.
get beat on Saturday, but then they then go to Hampshire on Wednesday and they get a result. And then we
We've
have
got plenty
no
of-
undefeated teams left in the table by the end of week 3.
We've got plenty of different predictions this week, haven't we?
Oh, it's all
right.
over the place. Like, you were trying to keep it close through the weekend, and then we have gone absolute chaos into the midweek games.
Well, isn't that nice? Isn't that a nice bombshell?
It is.
to end
It
on?
is until it ends up we both get 2 and it doesn't make any difference to the scores again.
It's a fair point, but like I say, on that bombshell, it is time to end. Thank you very, very much indeed for listening. Thank you as always, my friend. I will speak to you again next week when we look at
When
how
hopefully
busy.
my voice and my sneezing fits will have gone and we'll be all right and I'll be able to talk a little bit more normally.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. We will always look forward to that. But yes, looking forward to it. Thanks again, Cameron. See you very, very soon. Thank you again as well for listening and for watching. Don't forget, of course, you can follow at White Noise Cricket across the socials. We'll be back again next week with another look back at the Metro Bank Women's One Day Cup and all the other big talking points in the stories set from around the game in English white ball cricket. This has been White Noise Cricket from Cam, from a fantastic social media manager, Rachel, and myself, Jar. We hope you have a fantastic week full of cricket, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Have a good one. Take care.